Christopher Robin. It's Coffee with Mick. A frank and honest discussion about whatever Mick wants to talk about in the morning.
How you doing? I'm trying to finish X-Men, and wouldn't you know it, the episodes are labeled out of order. Like, there are these two episodes, like, the continuity don't really that matter, but it's like one episode they mention Wolverine learning about his X-Men origin. Weapon X origin. Which is kind of weird that had nothing to do with the X-Men originally, continuity-wise. That's just like a program. That was like the 10th weapon program, and it just happened to have the word X, the letter X in it, but nothing to do with the X-Men. You think they would have had that connect more? Like, have the X-Men all secretly be government agents, and Wolverine is the only one who remembered his programming? Neither here nor there. Yeah, like, that just happens with a lot of animated series, where it's like, episodes are clearly out of order, continuity-wise. And, it's like with X-Men, it's not that bad because most of the show is, like, standalone stories. Take, like, a worse example, Kim Possible. Like, Season 4, that show had continuity up the wazoo. And yet, did they put the episodes in the right order? They did not. That's the worst thing in the world. Yes. I also saw the Proteus episode of X-Men, and man, the Proteus two-parter. They really kid-friendly Proteus and his origin and the actual relationship between Moira and her ex-husband. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it's debatably a better story, but, not as much assault, but, yeah. This show's kind of known for doing that. Like, Morph, I think he was originally supposed to be, like, based on the character that died, was like an indigenous character. I forget the character's name, sorry. The writers didn't want to kill off a, like, indigenous character. First episode is like, hey, let's bring back this white guy called Morph. Well, it was originally Changeling. Yeah, that's another thing. Morph was originally called Changeling in the comics, but they had to kill him off because DC had a character themselves called Changeling. And copyright is so ridiculous, even though I'm pretty sure their version of Changeling came before. Subject of, like, Morph, it pisses me off that they barely reintegrate him back into the comics. He's fun. He can shapeshift. Well, sorry, they can shapeshift. I think actually they're gender fluid in the comics, not necessarily non-binary. Sometimes she, her. Sometimes he, him. Sometimes they, them. Just don't call them him if you owe them money. Yeah. And they were killed off in the latest Exiles book. So thank you, Marvel. It's not like they were one of my favorite characters or anything. Of course, continuity problems in X-Men cartoons is kind of par for the course. Like how they introduce the Juggernaut and he just says, "Hey, where's my brother?" And it's like, no one's like, "Who's your brother?" And it's like, for fans of the comics, Juggernaut is Professor X's crazy-ass, angry-ass brother, but for those of us just watching the cartoon, we don't know who you are. We don't know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? And your powers are magic, apparently? What? Why do the X-Men have a magic villain? Juggernaut was weird. Yep. Lunch is ready. Have a good morning, folks.